It's the Big Biz Show with Russ and Sully.
Live from the Jump Television Studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show is on the air, 62 million homes strong on television. BizTV and TiVo and YouTube. YouTube, not YouTube. YouTube. YOUTOO. Check local listings.
You also.
Then on... Also on radio, 150 stations, 175 countries on American Forces Radio Network. Great to have you along. So happy to talk to Scott Jordan, founder of SCOTTeVEST. So Scott, I have to ask you, first of all, I visited your site. I love what you guys are doing. You've got these travel vests. You've got all kinds of products. You've got hoodies. You got shirts. You got, it's a terrific idea. And this is exactly the type of thing that I would see and have seen in Sky Mall as you travel the country. Now, of course, Sky Mall has decided to file bankruptcy, and you came up with a great idea. Let's talk about that, because I read the press release, but I love your idea here, and I'm going to give you a chance to put it in your own words. What's going on?
Well, so on Friday of last week, when Sky Mall, we have a bit of an echo. Can you hear that? Or
Okay.
So Friday of last week, on Friday, when Sky Mall announced that they were going bankrupt, they said they're going out of business. And the reason why they said is because, consumers in planes had too many other entertainment opportunities, and there was just no future for Sky Mall in the digital age. And I think that's utterly ridiculous.
Well, it's because they weren't in the digital age.
That's exactly right. I mean... All transactions on Sky Mall needed to be made, through Sky Mall, and they had, as a result, they had a fulfillment center, they had a call center. There were no URLs in any of the ads. If you wanted to buy something, you had to buy it through Sky Mall. So my premise is that people crave entertainment when they're flying. They bring their book, they bring their Kindle. Some flights allow some Wi-Fi, although it's very expensive in most cases. So if you can provide people with better content, not all the goofy stuff, but things they really care about, things travelers would care about, gadgets, gifts, travel accessories, and give people a more organized way to look at it, some compelling content, and you get an opportunity for them to buy directly through the resellers, not through Sky Mall. And you encourage purchases to be made right there while they're flying or shortly thereafter by partnering with some of the Wi-Fi providers in planes. I mean, we've got a fully flushed out business plan of how to rethink Sky Mall.
I have to ask you this, Scott. Did you have this in the works? I mean, was this doesn't sound like this is, they filed bankruptcy. I think they'll do. I mean,
see some writing on the wall?
Either that, or I love how nimble you are, that you move at the speed of light.
I move at the speed of light. I mean, and that's what one of the things that has enabled us to succeed so far. And, we've been doing this 14 years. We don't have to report to a board of directors or investors or anything else. We see an idea. It's not that complicated. We had a planning session, my wife and I, who's my partner in business, over the weekend. We had a meeting scheduled on Monday. We had a press release ready to go out on Tuesday. We decided that instead of the press release going out on Tuesday, because of the storm, push it out on Wednesday.
And here he is on national television on Friday.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
So when I want to buy a 6-foot Yeti replica, you're the guy to call now. Huh? No more.
No, I'm not going to be the guy to call, because there won't be some 6-foot Yeti replicas in my version of Sky Mall.
That's one of the goofy things you were talking about in those.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you want to buy cool travel accessories, things that make your life easier, you want to buy gifts. And we're partnering, we're already in preliminary discussions with a lot of major names that we've had relationships with through our own resellers already, so that perhaps when you buy something on the plane, you can pick it up right in the airport.
Yeah, so Scott, I got a question for you, and I'm going to come straight at you with this, because, after interviewing captains of industry for 20 years, the likes of Steve Forbes, all the way, Mark Cuban, all the way down to some guy who created a cool new bitchin' beach towel. What is the thought, or the I guess what is the strategy in changing the name? You've got.
I don't want to change the name. I'd like to keep the name SkyMall. There are two things of value that I see right now with SkyMall. One, most importantly, is the pocket, pun intended, for a man who sells a lot of pockets.
Yeah.
In those airplane seats. That is the most valuable thing that SkyMall has, and that is what the airlines provide. So I'm going to make
man.
it's a distribution. It's a captive audience. So I'm going to make the airlines a partner. They're going to make profit from day one with very little, if any, exposure. They're going to be partners in this because I can't do it without the airlines.
Sure. Right.
So that's one. The second is SkyMall. That's the only asset that is of any value that SkyMall currently has. And without the distribution channel, that asset is meaningless as well. So
well, exactly right. And just one last question is how do you bring in the digital component to this? Is this suddenly popping up on screens, or is this popping up on my iPad, or is it print and digital at the same time?
It's absolutely print and digital. I mean, so you have a catalog that's there, but instead of calling to place an order, the only way you place orders primarily or exclusively through the internet. We'll have a landing page on skymall.com that will lead to affiliate links through all the advertisers in there. So, and secondarily, when you're in the plane, if you, for example, buy something $50 or more, you'll get 15 minutes of free Wi-Fi. Buy something for $200 or more, you'll get a Wi-Fi for the rest of your flight. I mean, there are lots of little tie-ins like this are easy to do. So, and then why not have a SkyMall store, a physical store in the airline, in the airport itself?
Yeah, so it's one of my, because honestly, this is doomed for success.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no downside to it. I guess the only question is, is there any question in your mind that the airlines are going to play ball?
No, they are. They're going to do it. They have to. Whether they do it collectively or do it individually, they're going to do it. They have to. It just makes too much sense. I'm going to make a compelling argument. I'm going to bring a team together, which I've already established. No one knows more about putting all these things together than I do. I've been doing it for 14 years now in terms of direct-to-consumer e-commerce. I've got the team together. I'm going to present it to them, and I know that either one at a time or collectively they're going to do it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to have you back on the air with us, Scott. I appreciate it. That's Scott Jordan. He's the founder of SCOTTeVEST and soon-to-be new CEO.
There he is.
He's the Pocket Man.
I'm the Pocket Man. We'll go to Amazon, Pocket Man.
Here to San Diego, we'll have you in studio, man. I appreciate that.
I'd love that.
I'm
Thanks.
going to buy some steps for my dog to get up onto my bed. I need those.
Well, there you go. Yeah. And a life-size Yeti. You have to go to lifesizeyeti.com for that. Chris Janik is our director. Curtis Matovich, our assistant director, David Comatoy, our producer, David Gilroy, our assistant producer to the associate production assistant. Pretty sure.
Amen.
I'm Sully, that's Rusty Nails. Go to our website, bigbizshow.com, or follow us on Twitter at bigbizradio. And then Russ's website is russisfunny.com because
russisfat.com was taken.
There you go.
Watch out for the plane, Curtis.
Watch out!
How'd I do?